to one parent than another. It's not unusual for a child to kind of feel vulnerability on one parent's side or another and really grab onto them and hold on to them.
I don't think that's what we're talking about. I think what we're talking about is much more severe, and I have to say, I think it must be horrific to see your own child express this passionate hatred of you and to know you did nothing to warrant it. Your child won't talk to you. He won't look at you. He won't spend a single moment alone with you, and nothing that you say or do makes a difference. It has to be the most helpless feeling.
How do you decide that this is the mother that's doing the poisoning instead of it just being a 14-year-old that has become a teenager and thinks he's now the man of the house and just on his own decides to resent you and what you represent?
It didn't start at 14. It started at 5 and 6 and 7. She started a campaign years ago to get him not to be with me. She was just under the radar. She was just under the radar. She was an evil genius. She was very smart. She was a brilliant woman, and she just wouldn't let me be with him.
Because what we're talking about here is what some people refer to as the parent alienation syndrome, where someone has gone on a mission, a purpose to alienate a child from usually an ex or someone that's involved in divorce. And you think that's what's going on here?
It's more than that. There's alienation in all divorces to a degree, but when they engage the child to be part of this alienation, that's what makes it a parental alienation syndrome.
What's happening here and what's so serious in my mind is a child is made to feel that expressing love or feeling love for one parent amounts to a betrayal of the other parent. Now, excuse me, I think that's a disgusting thing to do to a child. I think it's child abuse, and the psychologists tell me that left untreated, that can lead to long-term serious psychological harm. This is serious.
Clearly, it's serious if a child is estranged from either one of their parents, whether it's the father or the mother. It would make no difference to me whether you were the target or she was the target. If a child is estranged in that way, it's a bad thing. And, you know, I said today at the top of the show I was going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that divorced parents make. And the #1 biggest mistake that parents make during a divorce is sabotaging your child's relationship with the other parent. Because what happens now is a parent is running their agenda and taking their distaste, their hatred, their rage, their bitterness for their ex, and they're using their child in that, and so the child winds up in the middle of it.
It is the cardinal rule of divorce not to say anything bad about your ex to your child. But again, we're talking about something where there is a campaign of denigration, and a child is made to feel guilty if he even starts to reconcile with the other parent. And I just want to say that there is a solution, and there is, but healing has to take place.
It's not natural for a child not to love both parents. A child has to love both parents, and when one parent stops that for no reason except for selfish reasons, it's unhealthy.
Into a fight, when you have anger or angst towards your ex or soon-to-be ex, and you use the child as a pawn, like if you can play good cop and make them bad cop, get them to love you, then you're not suggesting that doesn't happen, right?
Why would they do that, Dr. Phil?
Why would they do that? Because they are hugely pissed. That's why they do it. They don't like this person anymore, and they see the child's affiliation with the other parent as being at their expense. And I've seen just as many women do it as men, just as many men do it as women, and the kids get caught in the middle, and whatever you call it, that's a bad thing for the child.